I want to understand the culture a little bit better, because if you're not around it, you don't get it. You don't get why people in the military love 2A so much, right? What the brotherhood is, Pat always talks about the camaraderie. So, I mean, you're hiring veterans, you're around these people, you're empowering these people. What I want to understand is, what is it like? Why does the military obviously are proponents of the Second Amendment? What is it about the military that people just don't understand, the brotherhood of the military?
Well, a lot of most people that were war fighters in infantry, special operations, tend to be proponents of the Second Amendment, because when you're deployed, like Black Rifle Coffee, Black Rifle, that's a life-saving equipment, that's a life-saving tool. Everywhere you go, I slept with that thing. I went to chow with it. That is the difference between saving my own life and my teammates' life and not being very proficient with it. And it's a tool. And a lot of this, like the civilian side that's never touched a gun, right? You're scared of what you don't know, but that's what we did. We hand it every day. We know how to safe handle it. And I mean, I carry a gun every single day in Texas, because I mean, if something happens, and I'm not to get too far into it, but like when people, more guns will fix the gun problem. We just saw it happen in Indiana when an active shooter shot, I think, 2 or 3 people, and a concealed carry license holder shot the guy and saved countless lives. So for me, that's the whole reason. It's a tool, and it's a tool of safety, and that comes from, I think, a lot of us just carrying those in our background. But yeah, to the culture side of the military, man, it was just, we lived in a tent together for like months upon months, and so you just kind of have this bond that never changes. I had the opportunity to see my 2 best friends I've known for 18 years. Went to basic training, airborne, RIP, Ranger School, war. So we got to drink whiskey and tell war stories this weekend. So
that's cool.
It's I haven't talked to them in months, and we just pick it up right where we left off, and something like that I'm very blessed to be part of.
In your videos, because it's not all glory, it's not all glorified. I mean, in your videos, some of your best friends in your videos, half of them have freaking no legs, bro, or missing an arm. Like, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's doing comedy, he's doing satire, he's being funny. But at the same time, just looking at the images, guys are missing limbs. How do you grapple with the humor of life, but also some of the downs of being in the military?
I can't speak for, all amputees or anybody. I'm not an amputee, so I can't say anything. But I will say, like, most of my friends who are missing limbs, they want to be treated like they're human. And I think a lot of times with visible war injuries, people treat them differently, and they just want to be a part of the crew. And that's why you see a lot of the jokes that we make, where I think Crispy Omar Avila, he rolls the lawnmower and pretends to chop his leg off, and then stuff like that. So it's kind of humor through horror kind of vibe, where we just have to laugh about it, because you can't change what happened. You can only change what hopefully will happen.
Do these guys have regrets, missing limbs, or do they wish they never went to the military? Do they double down and say it was the best decision of my life? I'm trying to understand the mindset, especially when you lose limbs for your country.
I would say that we should be very thankful that such men and women exist that can lose limbs and say, I'm happy, and I would do it over in a heartbeat. One of my mentors, Clint Trial, absolute badass dude, over 20 years in the military. Last deployment got both his legs blown off, and he works with us now, and he's been like a mentor. And I sit down and talk to this guy. I just want to go like do push-ups, like swing a kettlebell, because his perspective on life through all the tragedy that he's had is just absolutely brilliant. And I wish more people would sit down over a cup of coffee and listen to a gentleman like
Pat all the time talks about, like, I feel like that's like your fondest memories of life is your time in the military and the camaraderie. And you've had friends come in here on the show and be a part of this. I mean, what's your take on what Pat's saying?
Listen, I mean, he's at a different level. You got 5, you're talking about, he made it to the pinnacle of experience on what you do with the military, to do what he did. But the main word you'll hear from almost everybody in the military is the C word. It's camaraderie. That camaraderie. And by the way, here's the part. If you have thin skin, you're not going to make it in the military, because the jokes, if 10% of the jokes were seen in the public, like, military, they can't do vlogs, because the YouTube channel would be shut down. Like they would offend everybody. The jokes are so direct and painful that you're either going to be able to handle, or you're going to say, I got to transfer to a different unit. So it toughened you up. You built friends, relationships. And you see anyone, like the other day, one of my guys sent me a message, Klingerman, this guy was funny. He was a guy that played football in Ohio. So we'd go to bars in Clarksville, and we'd go drinking. Here's how he was. He would drink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, he's drinking, right? When he comes out, if he didn't meet a girl, guess what he's doing?
Getting in a fist fight.
Oh, first of all, that's automatic because he was a linebacker. This guy almost made it to the next level. If he didn't meet a girl, no joke, his head is going into a car's window. Okay? I mean, we have to not tonight. Bam! He would
to entertain you guys. Was that part of it?
No,
or
that
just
was him.
frustration?
It was almost like the movie. Remember the program? Remember the movie, The Program?
Of course.
Where that one guy would go in, with his
Psychopath. He would paint his face with the blonde.
But you know what? As
hair,
crazy of a guy as he was, everybody loved him.
Yeah.
As crazy.
He's one of your own.
You tell these stories and people are like, but Pat, that's not normal. Yeah, listen, you buy your normal. This is our normal. It is what it is.
The reason that I'm so freaking fascinated by this, because I played college football. Tom Zenner also played college football. There's a level of camaraderie and manliness and but I feel like in the military it's even more enhanced. The camaraderie in football is cool. We get along. We battle. We punch each other in the face and all that. But military, it's life or death out there. It's not life or death.
Different
in the
meaning for
football
throwing a bomb.
Yeah.
For sure. That's for damn sure.
It is very similar, and I think I get along with a lot of pro athletes. Like I have a lot of UFC fighters that are my friends, just because the culture is the same. It's put in the hard work.
Yep.
Love your kin, and then have some fun. It's pretty simple.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.